Hey everybody, welcome to the earliest alert. Way through news meteorologist Brian Good on this Monday, and several things to talk about. Of course, the main issue, if you haven't gotten a hint already from my tweets this morning, is going to be the tropics. All right, we'll get to that in a second. It's beautiful though. Look at that shot, looking at downtown from the harbors, looking great there in our Kentucky One SkyTrack camera. Love that shot. Rain's out of here. That rain you see near Brandenburg and so forth. That's just the clutter from the radar site. We're in good shape. 74 degrees now in town. We got a lot of clear skies, a few high-level clouds trying to show up every now and then. The only thing we'll be watching for this afternoon, here's the front. You can clearly see where that is, across the southeast corner of the country. But there is another little spoke. That's typically the case with these lows like this in Canada that don't move very fast once they get to that point. Another little wave, a little trough will kind of pass through. It's like a mini front, if you will, and kind of pass right into the Ohio Valley. And it's going to try to scoop up some moisture to produce some downpours later this afternoon. The more south it goes, the struggle it's going to be for anything on the moisture side on the southern flank. So it's going to put wave country right on the edge of a rain chance. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put one in. I'll look at more stuff toward midday and have an update on the next grab and go video we do for the app, and of course on the midday newscast 11. I'll let you know how we trend there. All right, so having said that, let me show you the model. So, and you can see our RPM in-house model shows that little spoke trying to spark a brief little sprinkle. It's just not a big deal. There's just not a lot to talk about here, but can't rule it out, mainly to the north of us. All right, that'll fade out. We're seeing hints of fog. And mainly in some of the valleys there in the outer elevations and plateaus. Can't rule out some patchy fog here along riverbanks, Freeman Lake, the Ohio River, that kind of stuff. May have some fog later on. It doesn't look to be a big deal. Then as we head into, here's the issue, not so much tomorrow. Tomorrow looks fine. But Wednesday, this is front dropping down. Now, every model is not agreeing on this because they're trying to, especially the RPM is giving us a band of showers here near sunrise for Wednesday. And the other models take the rain chance mainly to about here and then fade out, keeping the high in control locally. At the moment, I'm going to bet on the idea of the high being more of a factor than the front will be, and that'll be another thing we will have to just adjust. So you may see a slight change in the forecast for Wednesday as far as a rain chance at sunrise. Not a big deal, but just want to at least mention that's something we'll be watching. This is the main topic, is the tropics. And this is a tropical wave. The center of it, just north of the Yucatan Peninsula. The hurricane hunters are flying into this here in a few hours. Now, technically, the wind's there at 40, so by definition of wind speed, this is a tropical storm. This is Brett already, or Cindy. And I say that because there's another tropical wave. I don't have the map on here, but it's way over here on the other side of the Caribbean that is also to the point where it could become a tropical storm. And Brett and Cindy are the next two names, and it's a matter of which one's going to get the classification first. So either way, one of the two names will be developing. What the hurricane hunters, though, have to decide is not so much just the wind speed alone, but they got to find a closed circulation, and so far it's not evident. But with that blow-up of thunderstorm activity there, northeast peninsula, we'll see if we can get that to create a little more of a symmetrical look to it and see if it can get organized. So we'll find out later what it is, but it doesn't really matter because it's got a limited amount of time, but the Gulf is supportive enough for it to strengthen a bit more. The models vary on what will happen once it gets into anywhere from, I would say, Mobile to about Houston. Looks to be the range of entry point for this tropical low or storm to move into. Once it does, the path of it, there's a lot of agreement taking it right into Louisville. But there's also some that try to bend it more to the right. And the reason for that is there's a front coming down later next week. And that front is going to be a factor not only for us, but also for the steering for the system, which is also going to be significant for us. Let me show you a couple of the hurricane models, and I'll explain how this is going to go. This is a close-up window view of where it is, which is right into, well, this is the landing point, excuse me. This is going to be coming up on Thursday afternoon. It already has it looks like Louisiana's coast, and this is a view of it. It's hard to see in the close-up window, but as a relatively weak tropical storm for Thursday, and then it moves it northeast, and it moves it right into central Kentucky and Tennessee as we head into, looks like Saturday morning. So it takes it right into our area. Now the WRF model is another hurricane model. It's a bit stronger with it, still tropical storm, but it takes it closer to the southern coast there, Louisiana. as we head into Tuesday night into Wednesday. That moves it also, as you can see there on the little close-up window, right over central Kentucky. But here's the thing. Yes, it's coming right at us. You're like, oh, no, that means we're going to have an Ike repeat. No, not an Ike repeat. That's not even close to the same deal as Ike. But when you have a system like this, the center of it, that's significant when it comes to maybe some gusty winds. Even that's not going to be overly impressive. I mean, it'd be just a windy day, 30-mile-per-hour winds. But the heavy rain is going to fall on the southeast side of the path. So this is your heavy rain zone, not along the path of it. So while the path right now, as it aims toward Louisville, would actually keep the heaviest of rain just to our south and east, mainly for Tennessee and southeast Kentucky, more in the zone. If the path were to track more west, say up through Paducah and then Evansville and Indianapolis, then yeah, we'd be in heavy rain zone. But what is a little more unique is that we have a front dropping in as well at the same time. Now it too will have some rain with it. So the question is, will the two work together to enhance some of the rainfall despite the path of the tropical system? It's a good question. No one seems to really know yet, as they should, because it's so early in the game. Here's just how the GFS is handling it. It brings in the tropical moisture as we head into Thursday and Friday. Here's the front. And you can see some of that enhancement. Even as the tropical low portion fades out, you see these showers and thunderstorms kind of repeat themselves in the same spot here all the way into the start of the weekend before the front should get to far enough south to kind of dry things out for the end of the weekend. I say should. That should be the trend to get that done. Now, the GFS is aiming the heaviest of rain. Here's Louisville right here, by the way. It's giving us about 1 to 2 inches here in Louisville, 3 inches or more, and you can see the really heavy rain. I mean, it's a foot of rain there on the east side. And notice, again, the path was for landfall, if you will, in Louisiana, and see where the heaviest rain is? The east side of the path. Same story continues as you head into time. The GFS, that was the GFS, excuse me. This is the Euro. I got them backwards. Same story. East side of the path, the heaviest of rain will be. And then in general, as it bends to the right, that's your heavier path of rainfall will be at. But you see also heavy rain with the front dropping in from the north. So still some questions, guys, on how this is going to evolve. Stay with us, and we'll keep you updated on anything that looks more threatening on flooding. If you have travel plans to the Gulf Coast this week for vacation, you want to stay close to the forecast because we're not expecting a hurricane, but it could be just a messy flooding mess in that area. Now, when you look down the road after this moves by, if that front can push through here, we'll get some cooler air. GFS and the Euro show that for the following week. Some refreshing air, if you will. But as we head toward the 4th of July period, the ridge is trying to build in. It's been trying to do this several times now. But at the same time, we start seeing this troughiness keeps trying to come back, and we get back to cold fronts moving in. So I'm not going to jump on the gun yet for a major setup here of heat near 4th of July, but we'll try it again and see if that can build into the area, and that would be again toward the 4th of July holiday weekend, which is fairly extended this year. So stay tuned for updates on that portion as we get closer into time, but we got our hands full really just trying to figure out what's going to happen later this week. Talk to you later.